All right, today we're going to be introducing a one-point perspective drawing. And the materials that you'll need for this would be a pencil. And you can use a little bit softer pencil, would probably be better. If you have a 4B, that's going to be pretty good for you to use. And then a sheet of drawing paper, as well as a straight edge. And it can be a metal or wood or any type of straight edge. It's really more for directing from points to points. And we're going to be working with this one-point perspective, and in that, describing one-point perspective means that you have one vanishing point. And one of the most important things to remember when we're dealing with perspective in general is that you have a horizon line. And with that horizon line, as it dictates what you're looking at on, whether it be visually that you're actually looking at, or whether you're trying to recreate that onto the sheet of paper, the horizon line is always at the eye level of the viewer. And that's something that's important to always remember, is that your horizon line is at the view level, your eye view level. And so when you have a horizon line, which I'll just put on the sheet of paper right now, all of your vanishing points, whether you're doing 1 or 2-point perspective, will have to fall on that horizon line. And so I'm going to place a vanishing point right here with just a small X right on the horizon line. And for the sake of simplicity, we're basically going to be doing a couple of boxes that we'll be drawing within perspective. And so as you visualize yourself in this horizon or in this picture, when we're looking at different objects, or when we're looking at different buildings or anything else that would fall into the perspective realm, we want to think about where we are in relationship to those objects. And in one-point perspective, we're going to be looking at the face of the object. So the first thing that you're going to be doing is drawing the front face of the object. So what I'm going to do first is, as we're looking at this horizon line, I'm going to draw a box that is lower than me on the horizon line. So it's lower than my eye level. And so if you think about a box that is just sitting on the ground or on the floor, what are you going to see from that box? You're most likely going to see the top of the box. Well, you will see the top of the box because it's lower than your vantage point, or for where your horizon line is. So we have the front face of the box that we are able to see, and the verticals on that box will stay vertical. But then as we look, as this box recedes into space, all of the edges will go back to that vanishing point. So I'll do these with a straight edge, and what I'm going to do is draw the lines as they recede back to the vanishing point. And now we have this long stretched object here. And what I'm going to do is then pick out where the back side of the box will be. And that back side will always be parallel with the front edge. And then I pick the back side of the vertical side, which is basically the side of the box, and that will be parallel with the vertical edge. So now you have the picture of this box in 1-point perspective. Now, if we're going to draw a box which is higher than the view of the viewer, or higher than the eye level of the viewer, we're going to start the same way, and we're going to draw the front face of the box. But now, since the view of the box is higher, so as if we were looking up at it, we would see the bottom of the box. So imagine a crane lowering a crate or some sort of box that is in the air. Maybe it's a Christmas decoration in a mall or something like that. You're able to see the bottom of the box, but you're not able to see the top of that. So as we look and use these directional lines to the corners, and you can use a straight edge if you're wanting these to be perfect, they will always go back to the corners. And then once again, you pick out the edges. This line is parallel with this line, and this line is parallel with this line. And then you have your two boxes in 1-point perspective. Now if we're drawing a box that is on the actual horizon line and it's actually touching it one way or another, so say we have one over on this side, you're not going to be able to see, so this would be a larger box that would be off into distance. You're not going to see the top, nor are you going to see the bottom of it, but you'll only see the sides. And as these corners recede to the vanishing point, then we're able to draw in the line of the side that is parallel with the other sides. And so when you have a box that is lower than the horizon line, which is lower than your eye level, you're going to be seeing the top of the box. When you have a box that is higher than the horizon line, you're going to see the bottom of the box. And then when you have one that is basically sitting on the horizon line or touching it in some way or another, you're going to just only see the side and you're not going to see the tops or the bottoms. And if you were doing buildings or if you were doing other aspects of architecture, and you had these square parallel lines that fell into these boxes, whether that be maybe you have a large garage door or something. This is still, once again, parallel with these vertical edges, but then this line will then recede to the vanishing point. So every aspect or every line that is receding into space will always go back to that vanishing point. And even if it's a road that maybe comes right to you, or maybe it's and you can do this even with maybe a line of telephone poles or a line of just poles for that sake. You want to look at the base, it's going to go to the vanishing point. This top one's going to go to the vanishing point. And then you can recreate those as they recede into space. And as these go to as well. And then as they recede into space, they're going to get closer together. But these points these lines, they're always vertical. And they follow the same as these. And so no matter what it is that you're looking at or what it is that you're trying to reproduce or recreate, having that one vanishing point in 1-point perspective is where you're going to be having the drawings refer to.